There's a lot of discussion nowadays about the downsides of big data. Often this has to do with the privacy or the tracking that's now available. The movie in the late 90s, The Truman Show, perhaps showed an omen of what's possible today. But before we get too paranoid about what it can be used for, let's understand a little bit about how it does it. The simplest way to track our movements is via a mobile phone. Most of us have one, and usually it's sitting in our pocket. Very often, we give explicit permission for an application to use our location. It's pretty essential if you're trying to use navigation software that you know where you are. And this is really easy when you know and can see very actively what the app is being used for. But there are a number of applications that might be using your data, your location, in ways that you don't necessarily know. So the first message here is read the fine print. Understand the app, know what it's doing, and if you don't like it, turn it off. The more interesting part is where you're providing tracking details, but you haven't necessarily understood what you're doing. In many cases, people have got the Wi-Fi receiver on their phone permanently turned on. This makes it much easier when you walk into your office or into your home to connect automatically to your networks. Very, very useful. But what you might not understand is that every time you connect, your device sends a little piece of code called a MAC address, which uniquely identifies your phone. Now, anyone with the right equipment, which is pretty easily available, can also work out that your phone address, the MAC code, is being used whenever it logs onto its network. Now, this isn't so important on its own, but let's consider a shopping mall. If the shopping mall has the right sensor equipment available, it can track the individual MAC address as it passes through the shopping center. It knows when that MAC address is at a particular location, how long it spends standing at a window, how many times it goes to the bathroom, which part of the shopping center it actually went to and found it most valuable. This data is quite useful for the shopping center because it can use that information to provide better commercial opportunities to its customers. But similarly, you may want to understand that your data is being used for that purpose too. So the moral of the story? Firstly, read the fine print, understand what your apps are being used for. Secondly, if you're not comfortable with it, turn them off. Make sure that you're in control of your own data.